The Together project represents the final phase of the Advancing Country Towns initiative, and it's meant to bring together the other three elements, which have had more of a social aspect to them. This is all about economic development and growing revenue in Benalla, and getting businesses connected with the iconic assets that we have in our community, and also getting community support for those businesses. So it's really a very exciting final phase, and the timing of the project has been absolutely perfect because of the opportunities that have come from changes in organisations that we'll be drawing on for this final initiative.
Each of the various locations went through consultative processes with members of the actual community to make sure that we identified what each site should really focus on for their own individual needs.
There is nothing like going out to connect with your community. You always get more back than you give. And in this case, I think it's the fact that we have such wonderful outdoor, ecologically focused experiences. At the same time, you've got the adrenaline rush of Winton Motor Raceway, and the airport with the gliding and the hot air balloons. And of course the recreational aviation opportunities there. And at the same time, we have our wonderful Benalla Art Gallery, which is one of the most highly acclaimed regional art galleries in Australia.
It was an interesting process because there were basically strangers sitting at the table for a start, and seeing the relationship develop, seeing how they started to interact and talk and appreciate each other. That was what I observed most out of it. I thought it was a really good way to start, get some good conversations happening.
Yeah, it was. It was very exciting when we finally got to a point where those organisations were sitting at the table and, as Jenny said, bouncing ideas off each other. And
to light up the awareness of our business community, and also to encourage the connection between the four iconic assets, there has been a whole process that has evolved over the last 12 months. Recently we conducted several bus tours, which actually took people around the four iconic assets to raise awareness. Two of those tours were directed at the business community. 86 people from 51 businesses, representative of Benalla businesses, attended the business tours, of which there were two. As they say, you need to go and do a tour in your own backyard to find out what's there.
I have been involved with the Together project on behalf of the Gliding Club, and we're very pleased to be doing that in conjunction with the wetlands and the motor raceway. And we are also involved with the Benalla Business Network, which brings together a lot of the businesses around town, and we've got together in groups, in workshops with those businesses and others, and with the council and other officials around the town. And we've got together packages of different experiences which people can enjoy in different ways, and they may go on some kind of event with each of these different businesses, but we're concentrating on the iconic businesses of Benalla, which are the wetlands, the motor raceway and the gliding club.
And the groupings that target the interests of people rather than this is a building or this is a wetland. It's about what kind of thing are you interested in. Is it about the natural environment? Is it about adrenaline?
We're part of the woodwork, part of Benalla, and we just love to be involved in this kind of thing. We'd like to attract young people. We'd like to attract more younger people. We'd like to attract more female members. So it's not a sport just for retired males.
For me as a councillor, one of the things I'm very much aware of being in a small rural community is that the strength of our community, or the resilience of the community, is all about connection. And the thing that really makes me so excited about this project is that this is a great way to make those connections so much stronger. You've got the development of Winton wetlands, and the fact that that is now delivering infrastructure rollout on the ground with bike paths and a hub, and personnel that have got a marketing focus. So It's really, for me, all the ducks seem to line up. The timing's perfect. And we really do think, we feel very confident that that with this project, this final phase, that this will be the if you like, the platform or the foundation for the economic development and tourism dynamic that's going to develop within Benalla.
We just want the wetlands to be a thriving attraction. We want it to be good from a social and economic point of view, and also a spiritual one, because coming to the wetlands can be a really spiritual experience for some people. There's some wonderful Indigenous heritage to be learnt. There's some fascinating European history to discover. And then you've obviously got the ecological and the scientific side of things and the nature. So there's so many layers to the project that I think it's just really exciting, the prospect of getting people on board and educating them and bringing them along for the journey. We've welcomed a number of tour groups out here, so probably about 5, I think, all up. And that's been really positive. So it's been an opportunity to educate people about what we're doing, what we've been doing, and what we're planning for the future. So it's been really, really positive, and it's also given us the opportunity to get feedback from people, which is great because that sort of shapes our plans for the future. You know, you learn all sorts of things from people's feedback. You know, some people tell you what they're excited about, that being, you know, the potential for bike riding and activities out here and canoeing and kayaking. Other people, you know, say that they didn't actually know about the wetlands. So from that point of view, it's really positive because we're kind of broadening our market, I guess, and letting people know that we're here and what we're up to. But there's also constructive feedback, which, you know, we obviously take on board as an organisation. It's really important that we, you know, take that on board and learn from it and make steps to address it and, you know, improve. Well, the rural city of Benalla are building a bike path which is heading out towards the wetlands, and then we will pick it up from the end of there and bring it to our new visitor centre, the McCowan Hub. So that's a great way of connecting the wetlands to Benalla, and something we see as really important, that it does have that connectivity to the township, because ultimately we'll only be successful if the township has some benefits from us attracting people to the region.
The model that this project is, or the template, if you like, that it's delivered, really does create an opportunity for businesses to finding a way to work together, and not just for a one-off event. It's learning how to work together to build businesses and to build visitation designed to deliver an experience to visitors to this area that they will want to come back and have more. And any successful tourism program that I've observed always has that at its core. The way that we can encourage people to work together, that will be the thing that delivers the outcome that we all want.
It was really interesting because we had really quite big buses full of people coming here and looking at the gliders and having a talk about what we did here, how gliding works, how people can get involved, how they can get passenger flights and so on.
It was great to engage with the Benalla rural community and sort of see and understand them better in regards to their needs and their opportunities to leverage off the Raceways operations, which is really 50 weeks of the year. We had a couple of tours of leading business people and service club people and just general onlookers in regards to inspecting what the race was. That was an eye-opener for all on the bus, could I say, in regards to people that, one, have never been here, or they've only heard what they think they know about Winton Motor Raceway and its operations. Well, they learnt that the Benalla Auto Club owns the Winton Motor Raceway and also a sister raceway in Goulburn, New South Wales. They also learnt that we've been here since 1961. They learnt that we have infrastructure here to replace it in today's terms of $25 to $30 million. And they learnt that the Benalla Auto Club is really just a sporting association like any average football club or cricket club. Yes, I think the development of the packages and that, and the opportunity to leverage off the packages. So, for example, Mum could come up to the art gallery and Dad could come to the races, or vice versa, and or go to the Winton wetlands or go gliding, depending on their adrenaline rush that they wanted to pick. The Benalla rural city area's got it all. I mean, whether it's the gliding, whether it's the art gallery, whether it's the Winton wetlands, or whether it's the high adrenaline, high octane sport of motorsports at Winton Motor Raceway. So, I mean, the Benalla rural city and the northeast has got it all. Yeah, I see it as a really positive link in re-engaging with the City Council and also the wider community, because it's the community that really makes the raceway happen. Without volunteers and officials who only get a lovely lunch and maybe a pass into the raceway, we couldn't operate as a raceway. So the multi-millions of dollars that this raceway brings into the city and the wider northeast region is just insurmountable, and without volunteers and engaging with the community, that's what we're about. That's what I want to see for the future, that we engage with all levels of the community and get them to encourage and embrace our raceway. I really think we've got the ultimate in the adrenaline rush. With motorsports, it's just one high octane experience. It really does grab you, the G-forces and so forth. I've only experienced a few of them, let alone the thrill of riding in a V8 around this raceway at 300 kilometres an hour, could I say, down the straight.
The similarities between the Street Art project and the Together project, yes, there definitely are. And it's, again, because it's all about connection, it's about passion, it's about local ownership, it's about council support and leadership where necessary.
I think one of the good things that the Together project did was to identify the businesses and attractions that set Benalla apart, things that other towns don't have. So if I was talking to another town, I would say, find the things that the town down the road doesn't have and promote those.
My advice to anyone who would like to develop a Together project or the like would be to make sure that you have all of the partners around the table.
You get the people who are enthusiastic, you know, the 80-20 rule. Don't try and get the 80% who may not want to come along. Get the 20% and the 80% will follow along. So get the 20% of the positive, happy, going to make a change and focus on those.
And it's really about people recognising the capacity to be able to work together in a really streamlined and effective way, to be able to collaborate, to share planning.
The Together project definitely delivers a template for the future. This is a model that could be picked up by any region or municipality looking for ways to develop, and I'm confident that we will prove that the template works.
I personally would hope for Benalla that it does continue to grow and keep its community feel, maybe expand on the community feel, embrace some of the small townships around and make it a really great area and a good place to come and live and visit.
We are bringing the World Gliding Championships here in January 2017, and that's going to bring 100 of the best pilots in the world here. Together with all of their support crew, something like 500 people will turn up in Benalla for about a month, and that's going to be a huge deal for the town and for the gliding club, and we're hoping that there will be spin-off there in terms of new members and new activity here.
I hope, and our organisation hopes, that the community feels really engaged and connected with the project, and they have ways of being involved and sharing in the journey, because together I think we can do some fantastic things, but we really need to get the community on board for that trip.
I hope that those achievements offer them real perspective on how energies can be really focused together to create terrific outcomes for the people around them, and that they actually take real pride in the contribution that each of them has actually made to this project.
And to be a strong community socially and in a sustainable way moving forward. It's not just about the dollars, but the dollars certainly help make it all happen for it to be a really good place to live and to do business.
As a project, we're undertaking a lot of steps towards regeneration and improving the health of the site. So I really love the idea of coming here in 50 years' time and seeing, the results of some of the work we're doing now and playing a small part in that.
I'd like to see them all come out to the Benalla Winton Motor Raceway more than once per year, and just not for the V8s. Come and try a lot of things. A lot of our events we have a free entry, so again, it's a bit of a kept secret, I suppose, that entry to a lot of our events are free. So I'd love to see mums and dads bring the kids out and have an ice cream and a coffee and watch a bit of motorsport. And we have all sorts of events, from motorbikes to trucks to V8s to burnouts. You name it, we have it.
With my hope for the project for the future, personally, would be to see our businesses grow, and both in confidence and in terms of economic success, and the visitations that we get from both locally and from Melbourne and from interstate and internationally just continually grow, and awareness of all the wonderful experiences that are to be had here just becomes common knowledge instead of being hidden gems.